So we saw a hell of a lot of cool stuff at this conference.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I have a giant notepad that just keeps going. Like, so much shit was announced. So let's get into our big discussion about what we thought of the press conference. So first of all, Drew, I start with you, since Brock's composing a tweet right now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What did you think about the press conference? Before we talk about Scorpio, because we're going to talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Overall, what'd you think?
Overall, it was a good press conference. I was saying, like, they had to show us games. They showed us a fuck ton of games.
Yes, they did.
Like, a lot of games.
They pulled the Sony. They really went out with games on this one.
Yeah. That was pretty intense.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Lots of, like I said during the press conference, lots of, like, cool mid-tier games, like games that are, like, like polished developers, but with smaller teams, with, like co-publishing deals. The whole Xbox ID stuff was really cool. And yeah, we got some surprises.
A lot of stuff we didn't know about, too, or didn't even think we were going to see.
Like Metro looked really fucking awesome.
Metro came out of nowhere.
We knew Anthem was going to be there, and we really saw what it looked like in detail.
Yeah.
And what it looked like was great.
Yep.
It looked really phenomenal.
Yeah. So, Brock, what'd you think about the conference?
Really good. A lot of surprises. Didn't see coming. All in all, there were some weird pacing issues. And I'm still a little worried that there's not any big games.
Yeah. Especially from Microsoft proper, because a lot of games, they had like either the console exclusive moniker for like a certain time frame, or, I mean, a lot of these games are coming to PS4.
Can we never say the word exclusive ever again? Like, if we did a drinking competition, I'd be drunk as hell every time they said that. And it was very misleading, too, because they really aren't exclusives.
Yeah.
They wanted to, I think, drive that home. I think they realized that that's what's going to sell the systems for them, is having a lot of games. But, of course, they can't completely lock these games down.
We also got the confirmation that I didn't see coming, that OG Xbox is going to be playable on Xbox One, which is a pretty fucking cool get.
And that's something we actually, because when you and I were on We the Gamercast and did our Xbox predictions with friend of the show Sean Capri, we did talk about that. Like I know at least one of us bet that Xbox games was going to be there. I couldn't remember if it was me or someone else, but we definitely talked about that. I foresaw it coming though, and if it wasn't this year, it would have been next year. But we still didn't hear though if your original Xbox games are going to work, or if you have to actually, or if they're just download only, just like the PS2 games are on PS4.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Xbox One X. Project Scorpio is now Xbox One X. It is 100% confirmed. It has 12 gigabytes of GDDR RAM, or GDDR5 RAM. It also has 6 teraflops and a bunch of other cool technical stuff.
It has all the teraflops.
Yep.
All of them.
November 7th.
Yep.
A little later than I thought, but it's still
pretty much right on where I thought it was going to come out.
It's a better date than I would have imagined, because the end of November would have been really bad, like before Black Friday. Would have been pretty bad, like especially because most of your money would have been spent on games already. So not many people are saving up for the price tag, which we need to talk about. Confirmed, $499 US. Period.
I just don't understand why you would buy that over the Xbox One S.
Yeah. I mean,
really don't see, like, doesn't seem like there's any difference.
They tried to sweeten the deal by talking about how every game's going to have super sampling. So even if you don't have a 4K TV, it'll make your picture a little bit better. I have a PS4 Pro, so I'm actually able to say that super sampling does make a difference.
Yeah.
Not a huge difference, but it does make a difference. But they talked about improved frame rates, which won't always be a thing. It has to be patched by the third parties or whatever. And then true 4K is there. I guess if you have a 4K TV, like ultimately I think if you don't have a 4K TV, you're still probably okay just getting an Xbox One S. That's pretty much what just told me. Like I don't have a 4K TV yet. I think Brock, you're the only one at this table that does.
Yeah. And I don't really care. Like I don't really like frame rate drops and stuff like that. Really don't bother me. Like I'm really casual when I play for that. I'm like, oh shit, that looks fucking awesome. It's 720p. I don't really care. So this, like, the 4K extra is just a little, it's too much.
Yeah, it seems like some games are actually taking, like, advantage of the 4K, which is good. Like, I think that's a good thing. I think that, like, they're at least getting support from third parties. But I don't know if it's enough, or if I don't know if it makes enough difference to make up for the fact that it's $499 US, especially if you live in Canada. We don't have the exact Canadian pricing yet.
I'm waiting to get the Xbox press release. Should be any minute.
We've been asking
here
around.
It is, right
here we go. All right, let's see.
Ryan just sent it.
Yeah.
$5.99 Canadian.
That's actually lower than we thought.
That is way cheaper than we thought it would be.
Actually, that's less. We're paying less money here in Canada.
We are. That's so yeah. It's 449 pounds, which is more than what they were expecting. 499 euros, 599 Canadian, and Australian dollars 649. So Australia, sorry, you guys get fucked again
Every time. And
yeah.
UK even.
Yeah, UK, that's pretty brutal. 449 pounds, that's a lot.
Yeah, but we're actually sitting pretty. Like,
Yeah.
that's cheaper than...
Australia's only $6.52. That's not that bad for Australia.
Yeah. That's still almost $100 less than the conversion is.
Yeah. So we did the math before the press conference with the leaked price or the rumored price of $4.99 US. That would have come out to $6.70 Canadian dollars with the most recent
Yeah, but now it's $5.99.
conversion.
So I think that's like...
Yeah.
I'd have to look it up, but I'd say like $4.49 here is what the equivalent would be, like US dollars.
Yeah.
Also, the November 7th is a good date as well because something I pointed out when they announced the date, Call of Duty launches 4 days before the console does.
Yeah.
Which I think is, even though Call of Duty has the marketing deal with Sony now, I think that's actually like a good time to drop that because lots of people are going to buy a console when Call of Duty comes out.
Yep.
Even because, I mean, not all those people have moved over yet. So that might actually be a good seller. Is Call of Duty.
Crackdown did not look good.
Yeah. All right.
It looked... Okay, sorry.
So let's get into the games.
Okay.
Let's talk about Crackdown.
Yeah, we can talk about Crackdown. Crackdown looked like shit.
It did not look good. It looks like it's been a title that's been sitting there for 4 years.
I don't think it looks like
has
shit,
been.
but it does look like an old game.
No, I looked at it and was like, this game looks fucking awful.
I'm actually excited to play it.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it plays fun, but it looks like a game that's 5 years old.
Yeah, it didn't.
did
I don't
not
like that
wow me.
cell shaded graphics at all.
Yeah. Because
If you do cell shaded graphics and you're doing it in an environment where it's like 4K, you got to punch it. Like the style, it has to ooze style, and this was just kind of like meh.
We've seen this.
Yeah.
It looks like Crackdown, like old Crackdown.
Yeah.
I think part of it, and this is something we talked about when it was showing, like I think part of that was on purpose. I think they were trying to make it emulate sort of the same style that the old Crackdown games do.
What was that sprite-based game we saw?
Oh,
Because that looked like Crackdown, but prettier. And it was an indie.
The Artful Escape.
That looked way prettier.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Or
No.
was it The Last Night?
Last night.
The Last Night is what it's called. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Artful Escape was the other really trippy game. So yeah, Crackdown, I'm still excited to play it. It's coming out on November 7th, which is when the console launches. So that's going to be day and date.
Yeah.
I think that might be one of the only games that launches day and date with this console, besides Super Lucky's Tale, which was also announced. And we don't know if that's a port of the Oculus Rift Lucky's Tale or if it's a sequel.
I think by giving the name Super Lucky's Tale, I think they're trying to say that this is just like a shift from the VR to this.
Yeah.
Also, hey guys, nobody said VR the entire press conference.
Not once.
No, VR was not shown.
No.
Which is pretty, I think, leading up to the show, is pretty rumored that it was not going to be there.
And
HoloLens has not come across, and I don't think it's the right
Yeah, and
thing.
they have that the partnership with Oculus, but that doesn't sound like it's affecting the
Also
console
not
side.
announced, no word of Kinect.
Nope.
Not a
Kinect was
single
said?
Kinect was not said the entire time.
No new controller.
Nope.
And no coloring, no color blocks or anything.
And the Xbox One X, of course, comes with a regular controller, not an Elite controller either.
That's right.
Which is kind of crazy.
Did we talk about Metro?
No, so that's what we're going to get into next,
Yeah.
actually. So, Metro Exodus was announced. It's coming 2018.
It looks great.
It looks awesome. It looks just like Metro Last Light, except way prettier.
Yeah,
And
the animations were really, really cool. That was something that really stood out to me.
Yeah, and it's totally open world, it looks like.
Yeah.
If you haven't played the original Metros, they're always on sale for like $5.
Yeah.
They're so worth it. They're so good.
Yeah.
You get both of them, I think, for like $8.
Yeah, because they're part of a 2-pack that was released around in 2014. And they're both really good games, and they both really hold up pretty well. But yeah, I think that was one of the standouts at the beginning of the show. Forza 7 also had a trailer, which we already knew. The game itself is coming October 3rd, so that's actually later than Forza usually launches. Usually Forza is usually a September franchise. So it's coming a little bit later, but it's to make room for another game that they showed, Cuphead.
Yes,
Finally,
Cuphead. We got a date for Cuphead.
It releases the week before on September 29th.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they showed more of it, but they didn't show really gameplay or anything like that. They just showed sort of a quick montage.
They showed some Cuphead and Mugman. Now, the developers did say that game would be out May, June, and promised it, but I'll wait a few extra months.
Honestly, September isn't too far away. That's only a couple months from now.
And you know what becomes out before September?
What's that?
That had you very excited?
What's that?
A new Life is Strange.
Yeah. So Life is Strange, something I did not expect to see at all.
I thought that'd be a 2018 title.
Well, they talked about that. Like they talked about it like it was really far away.
All we saw was some concept art that was like, oh, they're like right at the first stages of this game.
And no,
they haven't worked on this.
And the thing is, they did announce that. So first of all, it's Life is Strange Before the Storm. It's a 3-episode series, so it's actually a shorter series than the original Life is Strange. It's about Chloe before the events of the original Life is Strange, so it's actually a prequel. But it looks like it's going to be a similar type of game, but shorter. So that actually makes sense as to why it's coming out so soon. But I did not expect that at all. That is between that and Danganronpa V3. Like those are the games that I'm most excited to play this year, which kind of scares me because they're small games. But yeah, Life is Strange. I was a huge fan of the original. It was my 2015 game of the year. I
don't know how you could. I still don't know how you picked that over The Witcher 3, but you know.
I just well, to be fair, neither Drew or I finished The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
So that's also true. But I mean, Life is Strange.
crazy.
I love that game, so I cannot wait to play that game. Next up, because there's a lot of games on this list, Assassin's Creed Origins. We finally saw it, 100% confirmed.
There's a giant snake monster in it.
There's a giant snake monster. It looks like it's borrowing a lot of stuff from like Egyptian
Primal?
mythology and other things. A lot of gameplay elements from Primal.
Yeah.
But it's leaning into like exotic animals, like even more exotic than exist in real life, like giant snakes and spiders and stuff. But yeah, like honestly, I think Assassin's Creed looks great. It comes out on October 27th, so it's actually pretty close to Scorpio's launch as well.
I'm pretty excited for that game. It looks good.
Speaking of another game that you called, Brock, before the conference started, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. That's a huge win for Xbox. It fits the Xbox brand. It fits definitely the players. That's a big win for them.
It's a console exclusive. Coming out late 2017. It's supposed to come to PS4 at some point, by the sounds of it.
I pretty much know nothing about that game, but the online community is huge for it. It's massive on Twitch.
It's just blowing up on PC. Like the community for that is almost as big as something like League of Legends or Dota, which is crazy.
It and H1Z1 are just rising up the ranks there.
Yeah, but even like PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is a huge game, so that's a huge get from Microsoft. Like I think that's going to really get some people to buy even just an Xbox One S this fall just to play that. Next up, State of Decay 2. We finally got a release window for it. It's coming spring 2018. They showed off like almost like a gameplay trailer, but it wasn't really played in game.
I'm surprised that has not come out this November. I thought that was going to be one of their big titles. They've been pushing it very hard.
It sounds like they've got a pretty packed fall right
now.
It
looks great. It looks way different than the first one.
Yeah.
But the base building is still intact, and it looks much cleaner, and I really like that.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the mechanics are returning from the original State of Decay. Like even having multiple characters and having them die off and then you can't use them anymore.
The original State of Decay had really cool idea. It was a lot like The Walking Dead. Like more so than The Walking Dead TV show has ever been.
Or The Walking Dead survival instance.
Yeah.
With the game.
Yeah. Did that ever come out?
It did. Yeah, it wasn't very good.
Did that have Norman Reedus in it?
It did have Norman Reedus. It also had Michael Rooker in it.
Oh, that's right.
Playing his racist brother.
Yeah.
All right, next up, the Darwin Project coming to consoles. It's a thing that exists. We're not going to talk too much about that. Minecraft servers. This was actually a pretty big announcement for anyone who plays Minecraft.
I want to talk about the Darwin Project.
All right, let's talk about the Darwin Project.
Okay, what the fuck is the Darwin Project?
Oh, it looks like a MOBA.
Yeah, we have no idea what it is.
It
really blasted. There was a showcaster, and
it was.
But they didn't talk about it. Like you can't show a game like that and then not tell us what it really is.
Yeah.
Like give us a sense.
That's really
it
tough.
looked like some competitive game. It was really weird.
I don't know.
That's
a studio in Montreal doing it. So it's Canadians like us. So
we'll
hold on to
behind
that.
them.
But yeah, I didn't like that. That presentation was not good.
Yeah, it was the presentation.
It was not good.
I think that it's also the type of game that's not really for us. But I can see the appeal. I know the type of person that will like that game.
Yeah.
So I think that's more for them than less for us. Minecraft servers. Big note about Minecraft is that a 4K patch is coming this fall, which isn't a huge announcement. But for someone like me who plays Minecraft on multiple consoles, there's shared servers are coming.
Yeah.
This fall.
Not just shared servers, but shared community-run servers.
Right.
Which is important because for a long time they were pushing the Realms aspect, the idea being that you bought a server from someone else and they ran it. But now we're going to full community-run servers.
Yeah,
right?
which is going to be awesome because now they're connecting Switch, Vita, PS4, and Xbox One and PC users in one ecosystem.
That's
for Minecraft.
so weird.
That's actually huge.
But that's amazing. That's incredible. Yeah.
Like no other game's done that.
Yeah, Minecraft is a gigantic game, and their community has been fractured on whatever platform they were on.
Yeah.
And the reality was that, like, if I had a PC, I want to be able to play with my friend who's over on an Xbox.
Yeah.
I've been wanting that for ages. Like, for a long time, Lex only played on the Xbox, and I was playing on the PC.
Yeah.
And they added like community generated content, which is awesome. Mods were huge in Minecraft for years, but it didn't fit in with what Microsoft was trying to do with them.
Yeah.
And now that they're bringing that back in sort of a more official way is really awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's everything about that was awesome. It was perfect.
It was a really good announcement.
Yeah.
Speaking of a really good announcement, one that Brock, you and I freaked the fuck out over. Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Oh shit!
Even I got excited about that because that looks
dope.
that looks sexy as hell.
Yeah.
That game looks so fucking cool.
So,
Give me that game right now. All they could have shown, and I would have been so blown away.
So, in case you viewer at home or listener at home, if you're listening to this later, don't know anything about Dragon Ball Fighter Z, it is from the makers of Guilty Gear and BlazBlue Arc System Works.
Yeah.
It's a 2.5D fighting game, and it looks just like Guilty Gear Xrd Design, which has me tickled pink. I love Guilty Gear Xrd Design. It's my favorite fighting game. So I cannot wait to play that. It looks dope as hell. It looks very true to the show, which is the look they want to go for. It has 3-on-3 tag format, so similar to Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's going to be a really solid title. It's coming out next year.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
I'm stoked.
Yeah, I can't wait to play that. It's going to be like probably the best Dragon Ball game, bar none.
Yeah, it easily looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, Black Desert Online was announced. Of course, the only person who knows what Black Desert Online at this table is me. It's an MMO on PC.
It was lost on me, but I was digging it.
It's very much an action-based MMO, similar to Elder Scrolls Online, which you've been playing now, Brock. And they play very similarly, although Black Desert Online plays at a much faster pace. And out of any MMO to come to console, that's the one that makes the most sense because it very much you play it with the controller on PC. That's the default style for playing that game. It makes way more sense on console than it does on PC, so I'm glad that it's coming.
It's very Korean. It's very MMO. It's very not for me.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a shot. Who knows?
Yeah. Next up, The Last Night. Let's talk about that. That's that cel-shaded Blade Runner-esque game.
Yeah, that looked really, really. That had like when you talk about like a game having like a low poly or a low res art style, but like looking really unique and cool. Like this was it. Like it combined pixel art with like with really advanced shaders and lighting techniques in like a weird sort of like 2.5D kind of world. Like it looked fucking cool. Like it just one of those games where I was watching it, like it just grabbed my attention immediately.
Blade Runner is a good comparison.
Yeah.
That did look like Blade
It
Runner.
had very much
like
the look.
the first thing I think we said was flashback.
Yeah, it looks like Flashback.
And flashback has always had that vibe, right?
Yeah, like the Flashback was very much going for that style, and this looks like it's echoing that for sure.
That was really cool.
Yep.
All right. Next up, Sea of Thieves. They showed it for a bit. We kind of, again, talking about pacing issues, I think that's just a demo that went on way too long. I understand why they had to show it for that long because it is a first-party title, and it's a big target for
And
them.
they had to show the loop, right?
Yeah.
We had to know what the gameplay loop was.
We had to know what we were doing in that game.
Yeah.
And I think they sort of showed that off. I don't know if we're super excited about that.
The more I see it, the less excited I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I do, like I said, again, just like the Darwin Project, I think there's an audience for that game, and I don't know for that audience.
Yeah. Launching yourself in a cannon looked like fun.
Yeah, it just looked slow and there wasn't very much going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks a lot slower paced than I sort of anticipated it would. It also makes me wonder why we can never have a new Sid Meier's Pirates game.
It made me really want Rare to just do a Fable game.
Yeah, for sure. Code Vein, we saw the same trailer that we saw before about that, but they did confirm, though, that it is coming in 2018. We never really had a date on that before, but that
looks awesome. That looks super cool.
Yeah, it looks just as good as the last time we saw it. Tacoma, speaking of games that actually look really good, that's the new game from Fulbright, the company that made Gone Home. It's a space game that is very, very short, and it's coming October 2nd.
I forgot all about that game.
Yeah.
There's no games released for free today. I'm shocked.
I know.
I'm shocked.
Not even Dead Rising Super Championship Pro Edition like that one year that they did that.
Jesus.
It's like that free expansion for Dead Rising 3 that they announced. That was real dumb. That's a deep cut right there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're almost out of games, but we got to talk about Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Yeah.
Beautiful looking game.
Yep.
We have no idea when that game's coming out, though. There was no details about date or anything like that. I love the fact that they had like a guy playing piano on the stage and playing all the themes.
Live concert pianist. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's that far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's too far away, but I just don't think they're ready to nail a date on that.
Yep.
And that's similar to when we saw Ori the first time too, because we also saw it at E3. They didn't put a date on it right away, but it still came out that
They got to really schedule that release calendar coming up here now.
Yeah. Because it sounds like there are lots of
But there are lots of games. I mean, that was what I said, right? Like, they have to show us games. I have to have a reason why I want to buy an Xbox One.
Like,
why I want to
regardless
shell
of-
out $600 for an Xbox One X. We're Canadian, by the way, in case people didn't know that.
or just buying an Xbox on any level, whether it's an S or an X or even an original Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, you need a reason to buy it.
And a lot of those games are actually coming out this year, opposed to PlayStation, which shows games that are coming out in like 2019.
Well, a lot of these games actually, I was actually surprised that they showed much more games coming later than Xbox usually does.
Yeah.
Because they usually don't show that many games this far out. Because they talk, like, for example, Metro is not coming out till next year. State of Decay 2, Dragon Ball, The Last Night, or The Artful Escape. Like either of those. Ashen didn't have a date either.
Yeah, Ashen looked really cool.
Yeah, Ashen looked really cool. Again,
looked
Ori,
really cool.
Anthem. All these games are pretty far away.
Yeah.
They pulled a little bit of the Sony where they talked about some stuff that's coming out right away, but they also gave us like a window into what's coming in the future, which I think is a smart way of doing things because it's showing us that there's stuff right now to get, but also this console has a future.
Yeah.
And that you're actually having at least some kind of investment along with it. So that's sort of all the games that we heard about here. Again, we heard about a lot of stuff. And I'm with you guys. I'm just so glad that they show games. And that was sort of the primary focus of this conference.
Yeah. I mean, they talked about the hardware of the Xbox One X. They got into a little bit too minutia, I think. But I'm glad that they eased up on it and they focused just at the beginning of the conference and then let the games lead.
Yeah, it was really like the first 10 minutes.
Came back, gave us the price, and then showed us our last sort of like big. But like, what I really got from this is, they have a lot of games, but not a lot of big first-party titles. I still don't know where those games are. So no Halo game,
No Fable.
no Fable,
No Gears.
no Gears.
No even mention of Gears, which is weird.
Yeah.
Well,
they
I
kept
mean,
showing it.
that
like-
game just came out last year.
and we know that there's a Horde mode expansion
There's a
coming
big
for
Horde mode
Gears,
expansion,
coming soon.
they're still working on this. So, like, I get it, but like, they canceled a lot of games. They did not replace those canceled games with other development, which that's the thing that's a little scary.
Ryan McCaffrey is saying that it's also that there's no proper gameplay demo of Crackdown 3 at this time.
We
which
still
is a little
haven't seen-
worrisome.
That is concerning.
Yeah.
that is deeply concerning.
Very concerning.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, that trailer was very stitched together and was, like, we still haven't seen gameplay of that game.
I mean, there were two first party games at this conference.
Yeah.
And one of them was Forza and the other was Crackdown.
And unlike Sony, the thing is, a lot of these games were shown, but a lot of them are coming to other consoles, even just PC. Because like a lot of these games are coming, almost all these games I think are coming to PC in some capacity. But even stuff like Life is Strange, as much as I'm excited for it, it's also coming to PlayStation. Whereas at the PlayStation conference, not only do you get the stuff published by Sony, but you also get games from Japanese developers like Neo and Nier and other parties that aren't published by Sony that are just exclusive to the console because Japan doesn't buy Xbox consoles for the most part. So, I mean, that's sort of the tough thing here. They did show us a lot of games, but a lot of them aren't exclusive to the console, and that might hinder Xbox a little bit.
Yeah.
But at least I think the future is brighter than it was when we first came into this conference, for sure.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of things I did not see coming.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited for the future of Xbox. I'm happy that I can turn on my Xbox again. I'm happy that I've got a 4K monitor sitting at home waiting for you to hook up an Xbox One X2 to play some cool 4K games sometime in the future. You know, I don't know if I'm going to rush out and buy an X tomorrow. I don't have an S. I have I have my launch day Xbox One.
Yeah. Day one edition.
$599 is a little rich for my blood. That's a little too much for me. I'm not a rich guy.
This podcast isn't bringing in the dough.
We're podcasters, Drew. We don't make.
Yeah, we work in TV and radio. It's not like the most lucrative career. So I'm gonna have to wait. I don't see a price drop in that thing's future, but I'm excited about it. Yeah. I'm interested, But that price drop, or rather that price tag, is a barrier to entry for me.
Yeah, because before,
You know?
again, that's just the like $600 before tax is a big ask. And into Ontario, where we live, Ontario tax ain't cheap.
When you can pick up an Xbox One S for like $350,
Yeah.
$300 after
Like-
the price drop, it's like that's a damn good
You
deal.
you could almost buy 2 Xbox One S's for the same price.
Yeah, just to have it a little bit more gorgeous on your TV screen, is that really worth it? I don't see the appeal right now.
Or I mean, you could take the same amount of money, buy a Switch and an Xbox One S, and you'll be able to play all the same games.
I also didn't like his wordings of that the 4K are going to be free updates for these certain games.
Yeah.
Is that going to be like, do you have to pay for 4K updates on something? Because that'll be really,
thought-
that'll be a real bad pill to swallow. If you buy a fucking $600 console, then you have to pay to upgrade the fucking visuals for it.
I think what they were the reason why they worded it that way is to give their third-party developers the freedom to do that. If they're going to like, oh, well, we're going to do a 4K update for, Destiny, or that's just me pulling a game out of the air,
or just any game, right?
or any game. In the same way that we had a string of HD updates for games, some people decided, oh, we're going to make that free. Some people decided, oh, we're going to make that like a completely different title, and we're going to call it HD or remaster or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So before we go,
I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
So I just did the math. In Ontario, if you are buying an Xbox One X with 13% sales tax in Ontario, you are paying $790.
Wait, what?
$790.
But it's $600. It's $190 in tax?
Oh, no, sorry. I calculated it wrong.
I was gonna say.
I calculated it at $699.
Yeah. So $599 times. We're doing the math. So you
$677. excuse me.
$677. So,
Yeah, and
but
98
basically
cents.
So basically, what the actual conversion is.
Yeah.
Again, we're still getting a deal here though, because it's actually cheaper
It
than
is,
the conversion is.
Yeah, it would be cheaper to buy it here. and
It's
then-
usually not the other. It's usually the other way around,
Yeah.
where it's actually more expensive here.
So Americans, please come to Canada and spend your money at our various mom and pop video game
The mom and pop
stores.
show.
Yeah.
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 Just buy your Xbox One X's here,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. All right, so that's going to wrap up the Xbox conference. We're actually going to be back later tonight for Bethesda around midnight.
Yep. I'm
because
so sick of you
it's
guys.
really late. It's really late.
It's getting warm in here.
It's so hot.
It's getting
Oh my
smelly.
God. Yeah. So, of course, please come back, of course, and join us for that. If you're listening, obviously, to the audio version later, again, we will be posting the rest of our reactions on the podcast feed throughout the weekend, and basically until E3 is over. So you can check that out as well. So you usually find us at game-moose.com is our website. You also find us on Twitter at game_moose_cast, on Facebook at facebook.com/game-moose-podcast, and on Mixer, where you're watching right now, mixer.com/game-moose, or as well, just game-moose.com/live.
Yeah.
So, for Drew McMillan and Brock McLaughlin, I'm Ryan Turford. This has been our Xbox Reacts, and we'll see you later tonight.